It's a special time of year when the smallest wish can become magical.
My name is Jack. I am 6 years old. I went to Disney. I went to Universal Studios. I met Spider-Man, Mickey, and Captain Hook. I got Spider-Man's autograph. Thank you, Make-A-Wish, for making my wish come true.
Yeah, so you can guess by now, the little doughboy is me right there. You know, I had a really good childhood growing up. You know, my parents were together, they really loved me, I had a big family, a good neighborhood, and everything. There was just one thing that fucked that whole thing up. And that was my fucking heart didn't work. Like, literally, it didn't work. I was born with a rare heart disease. It was called aortic valve stenosis, which means the aorta valve, which is the valve that pumps blood into your heart, but the walls are too thick, so the space to pump the blood is much smaller than most people, so it has to work like twice as hard than the average heart. So I had to have my first surgery was when I was 5 days old, and then I had more surgeries. Like, I've probably had around 6 or 7 surgeries in the past, 20 years or so. And that kind of really stayed with me my whole life, because I came from a family of athletes. My dad was a boxer, my mom was a volleyball player, my little brother, he was a basketball player, and I wanted to play baseball, but I couldn't do anything above Little League because of my heart. And so I felt like a huge disappointment to my family and to my dad and everything, that I couldn't be the sports stars that they were. And I didn't really have anything to do either. And my mother suggested that I try out for a local theater's production of Around the World in 80 Days, which was a children's musical version of it. And I didn't really care about musical theater or anything like that at the time, but I thought, might as well give it a shot. Got nothing better to do. Now, I auditioned with the song I Just Can't Wait to Be King from The Lion King. And I ended up getting like 3 parts and a lot of lines, and I didn't expect that. And then I really loved it. I ended up doing the next one, and then the next one, doing school shows, and by the end of high school, I did around probably 50 shows. And I just fell in love with theater and art. And that led into my love of music, where I wanted to be a musician. I was in a punk rock band with my best friends and everything, and I wanted to be a musician for a while. And then towards the end of high school, I got really into film for some reason. I just picked up a camera and just did it because I wanted to dick around with my friends and have some fun. But I ended up really loving it. And I didn't grow up in a community where like film was like educated or anything, so I thought that the only thing you can make as a filmmaker are like an hour and a half or 2 hour movies. So I made 3 feature-length films in high school, and I had them premiered and everything. It was crazy. And I ended up wanting to go to school for it, so I ended up here. And I realized I got to where I am today because of my heart condition. And it's just, something I've always stayed with, is that taking something really shitty and just turning it around and using it to my own benefits. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for the fact that I had to be pushed to go do a theater show, because that's all you can do with it, and just be happy with it. And I'm very thankful for my heart condition, because it's part of who I am today and part of who I always will be.